loidos Lashem, toy loidos Lashem, ulezamel l'shem chayoy. Toy loidos Lashem, toy loidos Lashem, ulezamel l'shem chayoy. Ayale hagim aboy kevoy chazdecho yemuras lama eloy. Oy lagim aboy kevoy chazdecho.
A good morning, Rabbi Boisai. We were wondering whether the English crowd in the morning is eingeschlafen, they're tired usually, so they don't sing, or it's stam, that's how they are. Today, with the extra hour, we did a little bit of an experiment. Or I just to remind the Ariel, since we here in Eretz Yisrael changed the clocks last night, so check your local times for the shir. Motzei Shabbos shir from now on is at 8:30 for the rest of the winter Beis Hashem, not 9:30. This Motzei Shabbos, Bezrat Hashem, I'm going to be in the States, so it's not something again for this Motzei Shabbos, or maybe it is. Come watch live. The first shir started in the basement shul in Thomas River. Second shir moved up to the main shul with, they say 40 guys showed up. 30, 40, I forgot the number. But it's a nice crowd. The Click, Rabbi Yisai, if you're not on the Click, this guy has like 20,000 followers. He's the one that, what's his name? I wrote it down. Platiel Schwartz. Platiel. I don't know. They wrote to me Platiel. It's a mistake. Okay, Platiel. Okay, we're doing a Shina Hashem now. Platiel. Schwartz, the Click. I think he's the one that actually is in charge over there. Rabbi Yisai, we have a tremendous guest. 8 years ago, every single day, we had a kid that came every single day with his father, and we used to bring candy for him, and he took all the candy every day, take the whole plate, and we bring again, and every day would come and listen to shir. And here he is today, Ariel Seltzer Mamish. Wow, it's great to see you after all those years. Wow. I thought he's a guy from America. Seriously, I said, I don't know if I was going to say hello. He's looking. It took me 3. I don't know. It's me. It's not him. Several days ago, Rebelli mentioned that there's going to be a Shabbaton in Connecticut during January 2026. I would love to attend the Shabbaton with my extended family so that they can also experience the joy that I have every day from learning the Daf with the Rebelli, in addition to hearing the and learning with MDY since Beitza with a small break during the Bubbas. Every day and everywhere I have my iPad loaded with MDY Daf, MDYDaf.com. It's not MDY Daf Yomi, it's MDY Daf. We have to change it. Where's what is it? Gary's not here. And the Art Scroll app, open and ready. Thank you for making my days and nights so much more fulfilling with Torah. Good Shabbos, Chaim Yitzchak Kaplan. Dear Reb Eli, I want to thank you for giving me the opportunity to do the Daf. You make it interesting and engaging. Though I would like to complain about all the negative news about. The reason why I'm reading this is from an 11-year-old kid. Though I would like to complain about all the negative emails about Litzonis and the Kohen Gadol dancing, it's understandable in some cases. For example, if the Kohen Gadol was acting drunk, I would understand. But it is a mitzvah to dance sometimes, like at a chasen or some place to shave or to get people excited for Torah. You said that Litzonis is making fun of Torah, but if it's just helping people get engaged, and trust me, sometimes it's hard to. This is from an 11-year-old. It is a mitzvah to do so. I've gotten a few of my friends to join, and they all really appreciate the animations. It helps the Gemara stick in your brain. Think of the next generation of daffers. Thank you, and keep it up. Your Talmud, Hortium Costello, age 11, MDY since Sanhedrin 105. And he calls himself Jimmy the Musical Maggid.
This guy has a future. This guy.
Yeah.
You can hear about this guy.
We are.
Good old Jimmy.
Think of the next generation of daffers. Think of the next generation of daffers, he's telling me. Gewaldig. Chvoid Meir v'Rebbe, Rebelli Shlita. I love this, the picture. I couldn't believe it when I saw it. I think a lot of you are going to be shocked. 25 years ago, I started my own shul in Golders Green, Northwest London, Ar Chodesh. Baruch Hashem, today we have over 100 families who are members of our Kehillah. Approximately 20 members 20 out of the 100 mishpachas learn the daf daily with Rebbe Eli Shir. When I first began Aruch Chodesh, I often felt despondent because of all the complaints that came my way. My father once told me a word from Rav Shalom Shvat Drunz Zatzal. On the tefillah we say on Shabbos, "V'chol mi sho'iskim b'tzorchei tzibur be'emunah, HaKadosh Baruch Hu yishalem scharam." Okay, fine, next time. All those who faithfully involve themselves in communal matters, Hashem himself will repay the reward. But why does it say Hashem will pay? Why not the community? Because the community rarely appreciates the hard work done for the tzibur. Only Hashem truly does. Fact. Over the years, I've realized something remarkable. Every time I do something for my shul, I receive both compliments and complaints. And I've come to understand, only when I receive a complaint do I know I've truly done a good job. Rabbi said, so no, you don't have to be Mekayim this email, you can leave the complaints to yourselves. And I've come to understand, only when I receive a complaint do I know I've truly done a good job. Rebbe Eli Shlita, please don't stop with the AI videos. They're unbelievable. I remember the Gemara far better because of those AI clips. It wasn't about the AI. Nachum, I'm just explaining the other guy. It wasn't about the AI, it was about the Beis HaMikdash and the Koyanim Gdolim. I spoke to a nephew of mine who's in Koilel. And he told me he's never had such a clear understanding of the Gemara until he started learning the daf with Rebbe Eli. And that's why I asked the Olam yesterday to come up with a catchphrase for the shir that we have great pshat. Pshat, understanding Gemara. So let alone all the videos and the slides and the joke, pshat, real, where are you going to get real good pshat? Without putting down other shiurim, a nice catchphrase, and I'm going to show you some of them. If you have one, you have one?
Daf Yomi for dummies.
Okay, so. No, I want to attract. Also, I want the Koilel guys out there to know. Yes, there's AI, but you're going to get at the end of the day, you're going to get good, solid pshat. Where perhaps back in the day, you got a lot of lumdis and a lot of stuff, but not good pshat. I've come to, so bring on the complainers. When they appear, you can be sure you're doing something right. Attached is a picture of our new, listen to this, Rabbi said, this is crazy. Attached is a picture of our new Aron Kodesh, designed with matching lights and woodwork inspired by the MDY headquarters, Rabbi Sai. You're not going to believe this. Take a look at this wall right over here. Take a look at the walls right now. Avremi, showing the wall, the side wall with the light. You gotta get a zoom in. Here we go. Zoom in. Zoom. Great. Stay there for 10 seconds. Great. Now, take a look at this picture. Rabbi Isaac, take a look at this picture. This is the Aron Kodesh, inspired by MDY. It's crazy. Over here there's two. Over here there's one. It's the Nertamim, whatever. I don't know, but it's crazy, crazy. 100 mishpachas.
Like 770s.
There's fans and there's fans. Yeah, exactly.
70s, like all over the world, little 770s.
With those steps, the black gate steps that come up. Yeah. All right. Now, Rabbi Yisai, I want to tell you some of the catchphrases. Maybe something Daniel Khan. Maybe something along the following lines. Better to be a Pashat Talmid Chacham than a Go'einish Shana Amoritz and get the Pashat Pshat over the Go'einish Shedemyonis. It's a little bit too long. My socks might not be glatt, but we give the best Pshat. Yashir, we only darshan l'shvach. Yankee Brown. NS. What's NS? Where's NS? From Adam Gav, New Square. MDY, we got great pshat. New catchphrase can be glatt pshat, with an embossed stamp in the background of approved by MDY. Glatt pshat. Solid pshat. Nah, I like that one actually. I do like it. Solid pshat. That's it. MDY, we got great pshat. My socks may not be glatt, but we give the best pshat. I don't want to say best because then that's putting other people down. I want to emphasize the fact that we have great pshat. Come here and you'll get great pshat. Okay. I see the motors are working in Reb Nachman Seltzer's brain right now. He's okay.
Daily dose of that vitamin D.
No. I want to emphasize the pshat. Pshat, the understanding.
Clarity. That's the
right. Exactly. Clarity in the, forget all the side thing. At the end of the day, a clear daf, understanding the daf.
Make Pshat great again.
So, David Salomon sponsored the Masechta, dedicated memory of Avi Meir Reb Shmuel Baruch ben Reb Chaim Tzvi Dov Zichron Levracha. Masechta sponsored anonymous. Lili Nishmas Doidi Shlomi Yehuda Zichron Levracha ben Shmuel Chai Zichron Levracha. Shoka v'lama kachim kol chayav anonymous. L'schus Refu Shlema Nochem Tzvi ben Yenta.
MDY with the daf is crystal clear.
The daf is crystal clear. It's good.
Don't talk, think. Don't talk about it. Just think about it till tomorrow. MDY with the daf is crystal clear.
Crystal clear. It's good. It's good. It's actually good. Sponsored by Skybrook Capital in honor of our friends Meir Kovacs, Taki, and Shamshi Shlafrak for the devotion to Torah study and the shir. Shamshi better be making a lot of money in Chutz La'aretz if he's away so long. Joel Gedalius, Lili Nishmas, my father, Jack Gedalius. Anonymous, Hatzlacha, Baruchnius, Ubegashmius. Monthly sponsors, Anonymous from London, Parnos, Sobeshefa. Anonymous, Lashon Toivo Matuka, L'schus Aliyob and Chai Dvayran, in honor of Mechavrus Simchala. Benzin Glicksman, Mazel Tov to Talia on her birthday. Oh, you're reading it. Urgent for Shlema for Chaim Yosef Ariel and Sarah Rezel. Anonymous, you know what we should do? We should actually have people in the tzibur reading these out. We'll make it a lot more interesting. Okay, you're next. Read the bottom one. Let's go. Loud. Anonymous. Gewaldig. Unbelievable. MDY sponsors. Dambi, you're next. No, Hillel. What do you got over there? Anonymous.
You gotta give him the mic.
Lila Nisras, Yisrael Shloim Eliyob and Anshel Eliezer on. Let's go, Hillel. On his first yard side yesterday, Gimel Cheshvan was a big MDYer. Who's that? Do I know them? His first yard side. Lila Nisras, Yisrael Shloim Eliyob and Anshel Eliezer. MDY art for Shleima, Yonatan Eitan ben Besheva Bracha. For Shleima, Mordechai ben Esther. For Sayela Daniel Zeb ben Ayelet Esther. Boys, I were holding 2 lines from the bottom of Mem Aleph Amud Beis. Shorter daf today. So, just to remind the Olam, we're talking about this case. There's something called pigul. That the kohen, as he's performing the avodah, let's say he's bringing a mincha. A mincha consists of flour and levina, sometimes even oil, and he brings it on to the mizbeach. And as he puts it on the mizbeach, he thinks to himself that he's going to eat this mincha in a week from now. That's pigul. But what he didn't do is he didn't have that thought by the second part when he put the levina on the mizbeach. Is that considered pigul or not? Remeir says it's pigul. Yechayev karas. Even though he did 50%, he thought about the machshav of pigul during 50%, not during the 100%. Let's say when it comes to blood, you have to put 11 zrikas on the floor and on the mizbeach when it comes to par hel and davar. If you don't have the pigul by all 11 zrikas, it's not pigul. Why over here does Reb Meir say that it is pigul by thinking about it by half and not by the whole? There's 2 options. Either he holds mefaglim b'chatzi mater, that you could do pigul with only half of the necessary matirim. So if you think about it during the kaimet, it's enough, even though you didn't think about it during the levina. What's the other pshat that Rish Lakish likes, and he doesn't like the mefaglim b'chatzi mater? Ha'isa al das rishoinu ha'isa. Okay, I didn't have enough place to put. I took out some words. The idea is that once he starts thinking a thought of pigul in the beginning, that thought continues on throughout the entire process, including the levina. Rav Shlomo says it's not because he holds mefaglim b'chatzi mater. That's not the reason. The reason is ha'isa al das rishoinu ha'isa. So we try to poke some holes here, and here we go. The one who argues on Rish Lakish is Rav. Rav says no. That the reason why Remeir says that if you have a thought during kaimetz and not levina, it's a good thought, it works, and you chayiv kares, is because mefaglim b'chati mater. It's okay to think about pigul half of the necessary avodas. We're not talking about Rav for now. We're going to pick him up once today. Our main focus is Rish Lakish. The what? Because he started thinking of Pigel in the beginning of his avodah of putting the chaval. I don't have. Did I forget to put it in? Yeah, that was yesterday. We could have used it again. Oh, here. Yeah, let's do it right here. Beautiful. It's here. How do you do a mincha? You take the bowl of flour and you put your hand in there and you take a kmitza. That resembles shchita. That's why it says shchita on the screen. Then you take that kmitza and you put it, we could speed that up a little bit, put it into a kli that's similar to Kabbalah. You take a little salt maybe, a lot of salt, little salt, put it in there. Because anything you put on that's the Levina Rabbi side, that's the frankincense, you put that on top. Now he's walking towards the Mizbeach, that's Eilacha. Not sure what all those beams are. Then he throws it onto the fire, that is Zrika, similar to Zrika. That's the point when he thought in his mind, we're going to do Pigel I'm going to eat this, the rest of the mincha, I'm going to eat it next week. That's Pigel. And he didn't think about the Levina. When he threw in the Levina afterwards, that was a different thought. Meisvei. When could a person have a Pigel? So Rabbi Isai, if you cannot be mefagel, there's 11 zrikas on most bulls inside the eichel, 4 on the corners, and 7 on the floor. Go like this, go like that, 7 in a row, 7 plus 4, 11. We said that all 11 are one unit, and therefore you have to be mefagel, you have to have the thought during all 11. But there's a situation where you could think about pigul during one zrika, and it's enough. What is that? This one, right here. Since only one zrika is important, it's the ma'akev. So by the first zrika, if you think about pigul, it's pigul. The fact that you have to continue doing another 3 zrikas, that's only a mitzvah. But the ma'akev, the main part, is the one. So b'medva ma'amurim b'dom ha'venitanim ala mizbeach hachitzon. When do you need all? Is when you're talking about this mizbeach. But b'dom ha'venitanim mizbeach ha'pnimi. When we're talking about Daf Yomi Amud Aleph on top, we're talking about the so he says, when is it a good pigul? One, this guy, the outer ones, then it's pigul. But the bloods that are given on the inner mizbech, now we're going to go, this is very cool. How many zrikas are there on Yom Kippur? During the week, during just the Par Helam Davar, Par Koyin Gadol is 11. But what about Yom Kippur? So the Gemara says, the Par Koyin Mashiach, that's easy. That's 7 on the ground, 4 on the corners, so you have a total of 11. But what about Yom Kippur? So Yom Kippur is also super easy. It goes like this. We go into. I just saw that now. Somebody was nifter. Okay. In the Kodesh HaKadoshim, Rabbi Isai. So this is not exactly how it's done. The Ariel in the Kodesh HaKadoshim. Well, maybe this is. We'll call this Bayis Sheni. Bayis Sheni. But in the Bayis Rishon, the Ariel had 2 badim, the 2 poles. The Kohen Gadol would stand right in this area. There's actually a paroichus right here. It came up to the paroichus with a nace. You stand over here and sprinkle the 8 towards the Aron. So now,
On the paroichus?
not on paroichus, on the Aron, towards the Aron, I believe. Well, over here, let's take a look. Over here, we're talking about 2 bloods. Remember, we're talking about the bull and the goat, the par and the sar. So from each one, he has 2 kalim. Each one, he sprinkles 8. Achas ushtayim, it's 8. So you see over here, there's 8 drops of blood plus 8 drops of blood. 8 from the par, 8 from the sa'ir, a total of 16. Once he's done with that, that's in the Kodesh HaKadoshim, l'fnai v'l'fnim. Then he goes outside into the heichal, and does the same thing. This is what we're discussing until now. He does this towards the paroiches. The paroiches. So towards the paroiches, another 16. You still have the blood of the par and the blood of the sire. Another 16. 16 plus 16 is 32. Now what he does is, he takes the two bloods. We're going to see machlokes in the Gemara when he does it. Let's assume he does it now. Beautiful picture. He takes the two bloods of the par and the sire, mixes them together. So from this point on, he's only going to do it once. He doesn't have a par and a sire. Now he has a combination of bloods. Now he's going to do another 7. Well, 4 on the corners and 7 on the top of the Mizbeach Hapnimi. That's another 11. 11 plus 32, at 16 plus 16 equals 32, plus 11 is how much? 43, so we got to 43. Let's see again. And here, he does, you can even see nicely, 7 on top of the Mizbeach HaKtaris, you see the Ktaris pushed to the side, 4 on the Kronos, so 4 plus 7 equals 11 on the Mizbeach HaPnimi. Great. So we really have here 4 zrikas, 4 different categories. What do we have? We have Pigul Rishon, which is in the Kodesh HaKadoshim. We have Pigul Sheni, is on the Heichal floor. We have Pigul Shlishi, which is on the corners. And where's Pigul Revi? On top, the 7 on the top. So it's 4 things. By the way, this is just the Eitzer Chachma question. It's Shalom Aleichem. Here, Steve, we have over here some seats. Steve Seychelles, big part of MDY. Wherever he goes, he draws people. Florida, Baltimore, I don't know where he's at. There's Israel, Los Angeles.
Wherever I am, it's MDY.
That's it.
Oh, that's the slogan. Wherever I am, it's shot.
It's not the Kuda.
Where else in Yiddishkeit do we have 43? So this had to be looked up on Oitzer Chamacha. 43. Huh? Oh, next daf. Very good. We're off by 1 daf. I actually thought about that one. No. 43 kibetzim for challah. Keminyan challah. Challah is 43. And the Rambam says 43 averis that you have to bring a karban chatos. And this one you're going to love. You're going to go, ooh. Moshe Feinstein says that Yatzir lettuce is 43 degrees Celsius. Oh, I read in your book, Shai Graucher book, A Kiss from Hashem. And I didn't get any credit there, nothing. Kiss from Hashem is my slogan. Yeah, I made it up. You right? When did you hear before?
Who made it up?
Yeah, no, because it started from a hug from Hashem, because of the Arizal, and I said it's a kiss from Hashem. Okay.
You have to give you credit.
No, I don't want credit. I want you to push MDY in your books once in a while. Now they heard it, so now it's not good anymore.
So we pushed it.
You did?
Yeah, we said you became the biggest Magic in the world.
No, I'm saying Kibder Chagav, those are the best. Like, you don't even, not that he does. You like, oh, and he does the daf with MDY, you know what I'm saying? Like
Okay, you got it.
okay. Anyway, Zog the Gemara, we'll talk about it later.
Okay.
Not Barabim.
No problem.
I just ruined it.
Let's flip it right.
Yeah. It says the Gemara like this. Rav Meir Omer, Pigul. Oh, so what do we have? Oh, this is very, very important. Right here. Pigil. Bein barishoino ubein b'shnia ubein b'shlishis. We're going to go back to this line a number of times today. So that's why I preempted it with this. Now, look at the screen. Now it's all. If it's mafagel bein barishoino, what does rishoino mean? In the Kodesh HaKadoshim. Bein b'shnia in the Heichal. Bein b'shlishis, while he's putting the blood on the Mizbeach. And we're going to see later, there's the Revius, because there's 2 parts of the Mizbeach. There's the 7 on top, there's the 4 corners. What's the halacha? The halacha is, according to Reb Meir, let's do this balpeh. Rabbi say, think about this. According to Reb Meir, this is pigul if he's mefagel even in the middle one. Let's think about it. What are the two options? What are the two options? Either you could be mefagel with half, and that's why it's pigul, or the other option is when you start something with pigul, the whole thing continues with pigul. Does that work in this case? That he was mefagel with the second one? No. Why? Because there's nothing in the first one. What happened in the first one? Where's the pigul? If you agree that you have to be mefagel with all three of them, Rishoyin, Shniya, Shlishis, that every blood is essential. So how in the world does Reb Meir say that if you only mefagel in the second one or the third one, it's good pigul? The only way we can understand that is if we say that you don't have to be mefagel in all. You could be mefagel with half, part, and that's also pigul. But if you say like Rish Lakish, the pshat is that when you start off something on our left foot, you start off with pigul, b'rishayna, let's say, with pigul, and it just continues on by itself to second and third. That's great, but that doesn't work if you started in the middle. You could continue from the middle to the third, but how do you have pigul on the first one? So something's wrong with Rish Lakish, the way he learns here. Even the second one is pigul. He says, oh no, in order to get kares on Yom Kippur, you have to think about pigul throughout all 43 zrikas of the dam. It says mefurish that you could have pigul kavana even b'shniya, in the middle one. Upalig and Reb Meir says that you're chayiv kares. You're not going to like this so much. It's not that he's mefagel during the blood. As pshat is, what happened? The kohen. This could happen. This happens all the time. I'm assuming. He's tired. He had a heart. He's up the whole night. He's holding all this blood. It's heavy. We discussed this. It takes a lot of strength. He did all the zrikas in the Kodesh HaKadoshim, and then he trips, and all the blood falls out on the floor. Now what do you do? What do you do? Huh? No picking up. No. You got to shecht another one, and you continue from there, as we're going to see. So that's the pshat pigul b'shniya. He's mefagel with the second shchita, not the second zrikas adam, the second shchita. Now shchita, we said you could be mefagel, you could have a thought during a shchita, because shchita it's one unit, it's one maisa, shecht, pigul. Every carbon that a kohen shechts in the Beis Hamikdash, forget about Yom Kippur, if he shechts a chatas in the Beis Hamikdash, he could be mefagel by all four avodas. He could think, I'm going to eat this carbon in a week from now, during the shchita, during the kabbalah, during the ilacha, during the zrika. Doesn't have to be dafka by the zrika. So what it says shniya, the chiddush is that he brought a second bull for Yom Kippur, and he thought about it during the shchita. The Gemara throws that out right away. Why? The chad matiru. There's only one action, and during that one action, he had a machshavas pigul. That's Gemara Yachid by time of the Rabbanan. Great try, but how can you argue on that? Everybody's going to agree that that's pigul. Why would Rabbanan say it's not pigul? Omar Rav, I'll tell you why it's not pigul. Machachamim Rebbe Lazar, the Goyers here, Rebbe Lazar, Bisnan. In that case, Rebbe Lazar might say that it's not pigul. We're talking about things that go completely on the mizbeach. The kmitza, all of it goes on the mizbeach. The levaina, I actually brought levaina with me. Yeah, you don't need to see it, but from a gift from Jonathan Stefansky. I love these little things that we could use during shir. Yeah, so this is levaina. Vaktoiris, the incense that you put on this mizbeach twice a day. It's kulil Hashem. None of it goes to the kohen. U'minchas kohanim, u'minchas kohen Mashiach. These are menachas of the kohen and the kohen gadol. U'minchas nesachim. It's either the libations, the blood nesachim that go together with the oil, or sometimes a person gives a minchas nesachim. He gives an adava, minchas nesachim. All goes on the mizbeach. Since it all goes on the mizbeach, So I would think he took a tiny little bit of the kmitza. The kmitza, let's say, is 10 kazayim. He took 1 kazayis and brought it outside. Chayav. You're chayav for that. Rebbe Elazar poiter, and Rebbe Elazar says, no, you're poiter at sheyakriv is kulam. So Gemara understands, so Mela in our case also. A guy he had to do 2 shchitas. Why? Because the blood fell. He did shchita number 1, shchita number 2. According to Rebbe Elazar, that says that you have to be mefaga with all the kazaysim of this kmitza, so you have to be mefaga with all the shchitas. It's not enough to be mefaga with 1 shchita out of the 2. I have to be mefaga with all the shchitas. Why? Because according to Rebbe Elazar, since the shchita is only a part of the shchita, it's not all the shchita, because I had to do a shchita at 10 o'clock in the morning, now I have to do another shchita at 11. So that shchita at 11 o'clock is not all the shchita, it's only part of it. Just like he says, this 1 kazayis, I bring 1 kazayis of a kmitza outside, it's not considered pigul. Why? Because only part of the avodah. So too, the shchita is only part of the avodah, it's not pigul. And that's what we're going to say. The pshat is, according to the Rabbanon, means Rebbe Elazar, and he holds that you cannot be mefagel with part of the part of this avodah. Says the Gemara. Rebbe Elazar pointed out that cool. As Gemara, no, that doesn't make sense. Why? Because even Rebbe Elazar has to admit, when it comes to the blood, even though every drop of blood, every zrika is what? 1 part of the avodah, like 1 shchita out of the 2, each blood is 1 out of the 43. That what? Even 1 zrika outside of the Beis HaMikdash, you're chayav. Even when it comes to the inner chatas, and the inner chatas, all 11 are essential into all 1 unit, but if you break it down to single units, like 1 piece of blood, and bring it outside, you're chayev. By the kazayis, he says you're not, but by the blood, yes. And memela, so too by the shchita. That what if you take 1 out of the 43 or the 11 bloods, and you bring it outside, you're chayev. And I'll prove it to you. There's not Rebbe Elazar, Reb Shimon Oimrim. Here, I asked last night. Maybe you guys had a situation like that. Have you ever been in a shul where the chazan, in middle of chazar shots, the chazan couldn't continue? He's Shema Krileinu, stopped. That's it. They had to pick him up, take him out, and somebody else comes in. You were in a shul like that?
I know someone who was in this situation.
Okay.
What about it?
What was your case?
My guy, he made like a mistake. Somebody yelled at him, and he collapsed.
Really?
And I ran to get Hatzal or whatever. It was in.
He made a mistake, and because they yelled at him, he collapsed?
Like he was so embarrassed. That's what I did.
Wow. He was so embarrassed that he collapsed. Unbelievable.
I ran to get help when I came back. So the guy described what happened. He said the guy got up and he ran out of the shul.
Wow. Yeah.
He hadn't drunk enough that morning and he collapsed in the middle.
Yeah.
He had to sit down on the side. And I had to call someone else there to come.
Well, yeah. So there's a guy sitting in your seat. Yaakov Shafnes, Baruch's brother. He got an asthma attack in the middle while he was dining for the Amud. So they take you. You move to the side, and then another chazan comes in. Where does the chazan start? The beginning of that bracha. Very good. The beginning of that bracha. You don't start from Elokeinu chutz v'rachim aleinu because the guy said Shema Kaleinu. You start from the beginning of the bracha. Okay. So over here, similar, not mamish. Over here, you have a situation where the kohen messed up in middle of. He's supposed to put 7 on the floor. He put 3. Blood spills. You get another carbon. Run out. The Rabbi said we had a big problem. Run. Get another carbon. Shechita the whole thing. Go all. Where do you start from? Do you do 7, or do you go 4, 5, 6, 7? You continue from where you are. So it's not similar to davening, obviously, because over here each zrika, each drop of blood on the floor, it's its own unit, part of a greater unit. Okay, in tefillah you would say, okay, start from the beginning of the bracha, but over here we have actually machlokes. Rebbe Elazar, Rebbe Shimon Oimrim, mimakom shepasak mishamu matchil. From the exact zrika that he finished, let's say he did 3 out of the 7 on the floor, he continues 4, 5, 6, 7. Oh, so what do you see? You see that each one is its own unit, and memelo, Over here also, in other words, in each zrika you can make pigel. And therefore, each shchita you can make pigel. Don't tell me that if you do a second shchita, the whole teretz of the Gemara was, pigel b'shniya means he made a second shchita. The blood fell on the floor, and it's its own unit. Adarabba, according to, and Reb Lazar argues on that. No, you see over here, the Reb Lazar holds that each one is its own unit, and you can be mefagel in each one, and each shchita is its own unit, and you mefagel with each shchita. So you can't tell me it's Reb Lazar. So says the Gemara, Elo Marava, Kigon Shepigel Berishoina, Veshosak Beshnia, Vechazer Pigel Beshlishis. Here we go. Where is it? Right over here. No, not this one. Oh, here. Check it out. He's mefagel on the right, mefagel on the left, no pigel in the middle. Now, typically speaking, this is a problem. Why is it a problem? Because if he did pigel in the first one, so I could see logically his machshava continues. You say l'shem matzah mitzvah at 9 o'clock in the morning. It's l'shem matzah mitzvah. What?
It says pigel b'shniya. Lo pigel b'shniya.
Right.
Pictures are
He's
wrong.
borrowing the picture from before.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. It says you see the bubble. The point is the bubble here. Very good. Okay, yeah. So maybe we have to change that. Let's just say loy pigel b'shniya. Very good. Loy pigel b'shniya. Maybe Avremi, could you add the word loy in the word pigel? Let's just, as long as it doesn't disturb us now. So leave it and we'll do the loy. The point is, does the fact that he thinks about pigel in the third one maybe showing that he wasn't mefagel in the second one? See, when we say that when you have an initial thought, the initial thought continues on for the rest, that's when there's not a contradictory thought. Maybe there's a better word. Contradictor.
Contrasting.
An opposing thought. Okay. But over here, there might be an opposing thought. Why? Because the fact that he thought about it in the beginning and at the end, he's showing that he did not want to be mefagel in the middle. Maybe there's such a svara. Why did he go and make another pigel in the third one? He should have just let it go. You had one thought in the beginning, let it go. There's an interesting shaila. There's a guy, Ma'aseh Shahaya, he wrote Shem Hashem in a Sefer Torah. He's a Sefer, writing Shem Hashem. Obviously, Sefer, they say, okay, everything I write is going to be with Lishma. Now, all of a sudden he picks up, he says, wait a minute, I didn't do Lishma. So he had an idea. He took ink and put it over the wet ink. Again, extra ink, and he said, this is Lishma. And then he went and asked the Rav. So one of the Rabbanim said, wait a minute, had he not put more ink, then he would have written that initial thought of Lishma throughout, and then we could say, at the end of the day, you don't have to erase it. But now that he added ink, he's showing that he didn't have a machshava Lishma. He negated the first one. And that's a problem, because the original ink is still there, and that wasn't Lishma, and that maybe some of it dry. I don't know what, a whole drush.
What happened?
They said it's a problem. I don't know. The fact that he added the ink, you don't know, adding is ruining. Yeah, that's what they were tying. I don't know. Over here he added a pigel, a third pigel. You're showing that it's here, it's back. Loy pigel b'shniya. Thank you. Kamash Malon. Excellent catch, though. I didn't see that.
Pictures are wrong also. The second picture.
Oy vey, we changed it. Here, look.
The first one is the final name, the second one over here.
No, you're right, but we changed it yesterday. In the middle of Shir, we changed that. Okay? That's a problem. That is a bigger problem. That the Shniya is Kodesh HaKadoshim, and that whole picture needs to be on the right. And the picture on the right needs to be in the middle. We changed it in the middle of Shir. Everything is great. I don't know how to jump back. Okay. Masvul Rav Ashi, Midi Shosa Katani. Where? Look at the words. Look at this. Here's the words. Anybody that doesn't want to look at your own Gemara, it says Pigel Bein Barishayna, Bein Bashniya, Bein Bashlishis. Does anybody see a difference between the Rishayna and the Shlishis and the Shniya? There's no difference. Where did you come up with that it means that the middle one he was not mefagel? It's the same lashon. And this is missing some words here. But the pshat is pashut, not pashut. What? Oh, you did it already? Thank you. No. The picture of... No. The one on the left, the one on the left needs to be all the way on the right. And the one in the middle needs to be on the left. Take every picture, put it in a different place now. Okay, that middle one has to go to the left. That one on the left goes to the right. Okay, I'm going to another one. 1 minute, Remy, I'm going to another one now.
He's not understanding what's your left and what's your right.
Ah, my left and his right. Givaldic. Don't worry. By the way, there's something called Just a Daf. There's over 1,000 views a day just on YouTube. And in Just a Daf, all this mess up is not going to be there. It's just a Daf. Anyway, but it's also all the Geschmack stuff also. Like, okay, fine. Yeah.
Click save.
Rabbi Isai, oh, this is better. As you can see over here, this has it right. Avremi, you see? Like this. The one on the right is Kodesh HaKadoshim. It's the piece of wood. I don't know what he did over there. But now all we're doing is Rabbi Isai. Evan Shasiyah, right, in the base in Baishani. Evan Shasiyah, that's what it is. So now all Rav Ashi did is he added he's talking about the fourth one. We never spoke about the fourth one. Why the fourth? Because on the Mizbeach Hazav, there's two parts. There's the chronos, the corners, and then there's the top. That's the fourth one. So in Mela, he's saying the case was that the person had pigul in 1, 2, and 3, and not in 4. What does that show us? If he wanted to continue his pigul, he should have just done 1, and it would have continued to 2, 3, 4. Why is this guy only doing 1, 2, and 3, thinking, and all of a sudden he stops thinking? Because maybe he doesn't want to be mefagel in the fourth one. If it's true, then when you have a thought, that thought continues. Why would he continue to 2, and 3? Especially when he stopped at 4. Kamash malon, that is considered pigul. It says Gemara of a bain katani, but the wording is not good because it says bain. Bain means either by the first one, either by the second one. It doesn't seem like it's one that he did it by the first one and the second one and the third one. It says bain. Bain doesn't mean and. Bain means or. He's saying that he was mefagel by 1, 2, and 3. Is that the way to write it? It should say pigul b'rishoyna, shniya, and shlishis. That's how I would write it. What's bein b'rishoyna? Bein b'shniya means either. But it's a kasha. It's a good kasha. Okay. Oh, sponsors. Turn to the daf. Adar global the Nishmas Rebbe Zelgim before Meisels. The Nishmas review the doiv and Rebbe Yisrael's Zechron of the Bracha. As it's chus, Hatzlach and Ruchnis and Gashmi is. Oh, the Rebbe Shlomo Miller. I remember him. So the yard side, it was yesterday, he's saying. Not today. Okay, we made a mistake. I said today. And let's show the picture. Here he is. Shlomo Miller, he was nifter last year. Okay. The one on the left. The one on the right is Peretz Chaim. Anonymous. As is chus. Fatzloch and Ruchnis and Gashmias. Judah, Elisheva, and Batya Schlesinger. For Atzloch and Simcha, for Yol Yudah ben Devora, Elisheva Miriam Bas Chana, and Batya Bas Elisheva Miriam. Amen.
Where does pigul fit into the whole thing on Yom Kippur? No one's eating anything.
It doesn't matter. There's a lot of right, and you can do pigul on blood also. That you don't eat it. Well, you do eat it. Whatever. There's different things. You can do pigul on blood.
What does that mean?
I could say I'm going to eat this blood tomorrow. And then, but you don't eat it.
When you eat it.
So you chayv too. You chayv too. I'm saying, and then you chayv. When you eat blood, you chayv anyway. Okay. Omar, Rabbi, so let's go. Omar. So Nachamal, remember, let's go back. Here. We learned if he did a pigul on the kmitza and not the levaina, Rameir says Yichayv Karas. What are the two options? Either mefagdem mechatzi matir. You could be. It sounds mamish fancy and complicated. It's simple. You could do pigul on part of the avodah, and Rish Lakish says no. The pshat is because this is the mefagdem mechatzi matir, and he says ha'isal that's rishoyin ha'isal. Now we're going to ask a kasha on Rav, who says that the reason why Rameir says that you chayv karas, even though you didn't do pigul on both, you only did pigul on one out of the two on kmitza. I have a kasha on him because he says the pshat is because mefagel b'chatzi mater. You could do pigul on part of the avodah. So, Omar Rameir pigul v'chayav mal karas. He says a very, very, very simple question. Michdi karas lemechayev ad sheyikiru kol matir. Right? One of the nuances in pigul, why it becomes a little complicated and confusing for people, because there's a few little halachas in there. One of them is it has to be a pure thought. You can't think about chutzim kaimay or shaloi lishma while you're doing it, etc. One of the ideas in Pigul is in order for it to be Pigul, you have to follow through with all the Avodas. You have to do Shchita, Kabbalah, Halacha, and Zrika. Even though you did your Machshava, let's say during the Shchita, it's not enough. That's not Pigul until you finish everything. So he says, how do you ever get to such a situation of finishing the Zrika? You ruin the blood. You ruin the blood with your machshava. You ruin the blood with your machshava. Now you're just sprinkling 43 sprinkles with water, with orange juice. It's garbage. It's not blood. It doesn't have kedusha. I know what you're about to ask, Rabbi Ariel. And don't ask it. What you're about to ask, just tell. I didn't even look at you. You were about to ask something? No. Okay, good. Just like when you make a carbon kosher, how do you make a carbon kosher? You have to do 4 avodas. So too, when you make a puzzle, you have to do 4 avodas. You have to do all the material. For whatever reason, I thought about this joke right over here, so I'm going to tell it to you as no shaykhis come out, a little bit shaykhis. A guy calls up his friend, he says, I'm in big tzaras. I'm a goner. He says, why are you gone? He says, I'm staring right eye to eye into a lion's face. He's about to destroy me. He says, you're not a goner. You're not a goner. Don't worry about it. He says, so what should I do? He says, take a stone with all your might, aim it right at his nose, hit him right in the nose. So he says, okay. Picks up a stone. He looks. This is his life. It's the first time in his life he ever aimed his butt. Hits the lion right in his nose. He says, no, and now what? He says, now you're a goner. Whatever. Achikru kol matirov. That's, I don't know why. I thought about it here. It was min hashamayim. I should say it here. It's pashut. V'ho, clear shot. Yeah. In the only the daf, it's not going to be crystal clear.
Very good.
Shagis Ariel. Ask the Gemara, here's the question. Since he thought about this machshavas pigul inside, so memela, he made the blood puzzle on the spot. It's as if he never did any zrika. And then he goes and he continues doing all these zrikas in the heichal. He's throwing simple water. I'll tell you what the pshat is. Like we said before, the blood spilled in between the avodas, and he brought another carbon. So this is interesting. He did the zrika. He still owes a bunch more. He owes another 7. But then the blood spilled. So then he shechs another carbon. So each zrika that he did is a unit, a complete unit. He completed that unit of that carbon. He completed. And memela, it's a good pigul. This is what a lot of you were thinking. This is what the Torah says to do. You're right. It's puzzle. So what? But the Torah said, how do you do pigul? You have to follow through and just go through all the motions and do all the zrigas. Then you get the pigul. That's how it is.
That's classic pigul. Shchita, amanas, lizro, dama, alamach.
Right. Okay. That's the question. That's the question I didn't want to get into. I thought that's what Ariel was going to ask. Arba v'shalish.
Another Ariel.
Another Ariel. Oh, I felt it was an Ariel. I just didn't know which one. But Tanya Arba v'sheva. You're telling me kishgoga yotzim mipishav. Arba v'shalish. What are the 43? Rabbi say again. Let's just go through it real quickly. 16, because 8 plus 8 in the Kodesh HaKadoshim. 16 in the Heichal is another. It's 32, and then you have 4 on the Keren, 11 on the top of the Mizbeach. That's 43. That's the Gemara, but it says somewhere else.
7 on the top of the
7 on top, 4 on the thing is 11, is 43. That's the Gemara, but there's another place that says there's another 4. It says the Gemara, Commando Amar, Ma'arvin Lekronos, Commando Amar, Ma'arvin Lekronos. Mentioned before that you take the blood of the par and the sar, you mix it together. But when do you do it? So if you do it at the second stage, in other words, before 3 and 4, in other words, if you have to put 4 of the bull and then another 4 of the goat, so you have another 4, so it's 47. But if you mix the blood together and then you do only 4, not 8, so you have 43. Says Gemara. But there's another brayso that says it's 48, not 47. Oh, what's that extra one? Where do you have one? At the end of the day, when everything is mixed, you have to pour it down right over here on the base of the mizbeach. That pouring is considered one zrika, so to speak. It's part of the avodah. It's on the mizbeach. And memela, it's 48. If you say that the shraim is not part of the avodah, it's not makiv, it's not essential, then it's only 47. Meisvei. I'm going back to ask a question on Rish Lakish. Again, Rish Lakish says that the reason why Rameir says if you do a machshava, you have a machshava during the kmitza, but not the levina, it's enough, it's pigul. And he says the pshat is because once you think pigul in the beginning by the kmitza, it's going to continue going onto the levina. B'medvar mamurim, when do you have a pigul? Just by the kmitza and not by the levina? B'kmitza, b'matan kli, u'behiluch. By 3 stages. When I do here, I don't want to watch it again, but you get the whole thing. I wish I could speed this stuff up. I could have the machshava right now during the kmitza. I could have the machshava during the matan kli, where I pour it into the second kli. And I could have the machshava during the hiluch. But when I get to the point of when I'm throwing it onto the mizbeach, what if I had a pigul thought during the kmitza when I threw the kmitza onto the mizbeach, but not by the levina? Oh, so now Rabbi say, take a look at this. This, I need everybody's help. If I did the kmitza with the machshava pigul, but I didn't do the levina with the machshava pigul, that's obvious that it's pigul, according to Rameir. Why? Because I could say that it continues, the machshava continues. Take a look at the second line. I did the kmitza b'shtika. There's no machshava at all. And the levina I did with pigul. How in the world could this work? Rabbi said, how could this be a good pigul? Chatzi mater. That's the only way. But I can't say that it started on on your left foot and it continues on, because I didn't start on the left foot. I started with the shtika. How am I going to make the first part, the kmitza pigul? I need to do all. So obviously, the pshat is mefagel mechatzi mater. That's obvious that the pshat is that I could have a half a thought, not the pshat that it starts and ends. The way it starts, it ends. So let's see inside. If I start the kmitza with a good thought and the levina with a bad thought, upali, and he says you get kares. Why? The only way I could explain it is if it's enough to be mefagel at the second half. So the Gemara says, take a look at the screen for a second. Look what's going to happen here. We got to say that he started off the levina with the bad machshava. That's the only way to explain Rish Lakish. Because he started levina with the bad machshava, so the kmitza you don't have to have a machshava. So the Gemara has 2 questions. First of all, then why do I have to say it? It's the same exact halacha. Kmitza machshava and levina b'shtiga, or levina machshava, it's the same exact halacha. Second problem is that it says mefurish in a brayso this way. It says mefurish, you can't deny it. So the pshat is that he did the levina b'machshava and the kmitza. Problem number 1, hainu reisha. That's exactly, the 2 lines are identical. They're just putting in different components, but the halach is the same. There's another brayso somewhere else that says this way, that afterwards he did the levina. The levina wasn't the first one. Kashya, it's a good kashya. Rabbi Sai, have a wonderful day.
Merit the schus of spreading Torah throughout the world. Sponsor a shir today. MDYsponsor.com or sponsor at MDYDaf.com.